What is going on, Alexander Thomas here? Welcome back to Gaming Time 123. We are in we're in part 3. Make sure I have the right ones here. Of Crush on a Girl. So that's it is the episode title for the next couple is called Kidnapped. So what happened here is that Scarlett and Alexander when it rescued a person in the last episode, in the last part, and now her sister is gone. At least that's what I think is what's happened. Let's see what we got. It's continue adventure from the previous one here. Alright, but we have to go fight something before we get to that. And this is in part of the third part here. Let's see, so first off, we're going to talk about, first we have Alexander. Alexander's role is simple, regular. He's using a two-handed sword, an iron sword, which is a 1d20. Not this sword, I'm going to go ahead and use one of the... Oh, this is the right side. Never mind. That is a 19. And he is also in the wild family mode, so he actually does double damage. So he does 34 damage on the first run. That is our first run here. And the Dragon Coal Enforcer has 116 life. This is for Scarlett, who is doing normal damage. And this dagger, she has 2 do them. Get 4 damage. Scarlett is, and the point here is we gotta go and rescue her sister. It's 2 daggers that are do 1d6 apiece. Oh, it's 4 damage. The trap, we have the Ganasher, the dog. Does normal damage. He does 1d6. 5 damage. And the cat misses. That is a 3, so not gonna hit here. So we get a total of 30. We get 43 damage to this side. Making an assumption it hits, because there's still a possibility that we still miss. All attacks at the, we're called, it's the Enforcer. And this is sort of like the midpoint here between this. Alexander does have an iron sword, but he can do 1d20, which will upgrade when Alexander levels up again, which is level 4. That's going to take a while to get to it, though. it will upgrade to 1d30. Uh, rolls a 10 side die and a 4 and a side, so a minimum 2 damage. We're going to see what happens here.
Alexander's iron sword, Scarlett's dagger, and the Gnasher's snapping jaws all cut through the swirling dust and dragon-marked cloak. But the Enforcer twists aside with chilling precision, their blows scraping only sparks from his armor as the werecat circles warily, looking for an opening, while the trapdoor Gnasher growls, prowling at his flanks. With a hissed invocation, the Enforcer's halberd flashes out in a brutal counter, aiming to carve into Alexander's guard. But the young paladin drops under the arc, the blade shrieking harmlessly over his helm as the Thornwood Hall rings with the clash of a battle just beginning.
Alright, so we got Alexander's first move. Alexander hits with criticals of double damage. Let's see. That is 17 times 2, 34 damage. He's got also critical there, so he gets to do double that. He gets to do increase that from 34 to 66 damage. This is the Scarlett's turn. She hits, not critical, with both daggers, dealing 1d6 each. That's a 4, and that's a 1. And we don't have any more berries. We used those enemy even though Scarlett hasn't. And also Scarlett's 22, but she's not 22, she's 18. And that was not critical. We got the dog next. Dog. I keep dropping the dice on the floor. Okay. That is normal. We'll find out what he's doing. He does 1d6, not critical, 3 damage. We missed in the first one here. 6 damage is nice. And the cat's strike is just normal as well. Cat strike with 8. 1. So that and the Forcer here. We've got 70. Okay, we got 71, 74, 75. Nope. is that turn? That's a lot of damage. It should be about half health, give or take.
Alexander's iron sword hammers through the Dragon Coil Enforcer's guard. Scarlett's dagger and the Nash's bite, and Werecat's claw tearing at seams of mail until the dragon-marked warrior staggers, blood bright on his scaled sigils. Snarling, he lashes back in a vicious dragon-marked strike. Halberd slamming into Alexander's side hard enough to dent iron and drive him to one knee, ribs blazing with pain.
He's not supposed to have armor, by the way. So it goes to Alexander's turn. He will do. That is not critical, just normal. Let's see. It is 1d20. And it is enforced, so it's double that. That's 40 damage. Which will end when the end of this turn occurs. So that's 20 damage. So doubling that, it's not. If it had been tripled, if it had been critical, he would have done 80 damage. So as long as both these other ones hit, we should kill him. We should knock him out here. Just any hit. We'll go ahead and do the Scarlett's next, and yeah, she misses. We got the trapdoor regression. If he can just do 1 damage, that is critical. Over is. But even then, it's critical damage, but that's 18. It's double this, so 1d6. That is 8 damage. Where I can miss? Hits not critical. 1d8. That's 4. I mean, Alex almost killed him. Alex almost killed himself. So that Alexander almost killed him. $52 damage. Yep.
Alexander's iron sword smashes through the Enforcer's scaled sigils, the Gnasher's fangs and the Werecat's claws ripping in alongside his blow, until the dragon-marked warrior is hurled backward, crashing to the hall's tiles and lying still as his halberd clatters free of his grasp. The sudden silence in Thornwood Manor is broken only by Lady Elowen's ragged breath and the distant cries of servants. Scarlett reaches for Alexander's arm, eyes wide and shining, as the dragon coil enforcer's corpse lies cooling on the tiles. Alexander's hand closes around the fallen halberd, its dragon-coiled sigils still faintly warm, and he lifts it as both weapon and warning of how far the Undercrypt's reach has already spread into Thornwood Manor. Lord and Lady Thornwood, pale but unbowed, look from Elowen's rescued form to the dragon-marked weapon, and in strained, solemn voices bid Alexander and Scarlett turn their eyes back to the deeper task. Travelling on to the capital's undercrypts to reseal the dragon-buried vault before more hunters like this one can be unleashed upon their home.
So that's the same weapon, basically. It is also the 1d20, and it's 2 hands. But let me ask the question for Career in a second is, did we not find her? It's probably part of this. Still haven't figured out if we actually have rescued the that point here. So Alexander asks Scarlett to talk about Time Parents, where she replies, which I don't think I spelled that right, that her younger sister was taken from the home while they were going to rescue a lady. I spelled that wrong. Ioana, I believe is what it is. And we should return her home on the way there to find her sister, Lily, which was her name.
Scarlett's eyes soften and harden all at once as she answers Alexander, admitting in a low, steady voice that Lily was taken from Thornwood the very night they rode to rescue Elowen, and that she means to return Elowen safely home. Then, hunt down her sister's captors on the road to the capital. Alexander feels the weight of a second vow settle over his shoulders as the werecat's ears twitch and the Gnasher snorts. The company's path now bending toward both the rescued lady's door and the dark trail of Lily's disappearance.
Make sure I have this spelled right. It's an 8-hour journey. So it's going to take a really long time.
The company rides through fading gold light for 8 long hours, escorting Lady Elowen toward her ivy-draped manor. The road quiet save for the soft clink of armor and the werecat's low, watchful hum as Gnasher pads alongside the horses. Scarlett stays close to Elowen's side, checking her cloak, offering water, and scanning every rise and hollow for a hint of Lily's trail, her jaw set with a sister's grim resolve as home draws near.
So are those lions or dogs? Let's see. Ooh, cool. Yeah, so that's not great. Barney's attack on her mother.
As Alexander and Scarlett guide Lady Elowen up the stone steps, her manor's front door flies open, and her mother, wild-eyed with fear and grief, rushes out, not with blade, but with shaking hands that seize Elowen and shove Alexander back. Voice breaking as she accuses the party of leading her daughter into dragon-marked peril, and demands to know why hunters now stalk her threshold.
We're not hunters. We're not hunters. Um, well, why is she? So it's been 5 years since it was captured. Went missing. In quotes. That's in quotes. It's been 5 years. So it took 8 hours to get there. It was 5 years.
Alexander and Scarlett speak quietly, explaining they are no dragon hunters at all, but the ones who fought through ironwood cruelty to bring Elowen home after 5 long missing years. Their words steady as they describe the enforcer slain in Thornwood's hall, and swear that any danger now at the manor's threshold is fallout from that defiance, not a trap they set.
Does that include? Let's see. Ensure her safety home. I don't know. Should we listen to? I don't know if this is really necessary. I'm sure that the cat and the bandit are probably gonna be. Ugh, really? Oof.
Seated in Elowen's quiet hall, the party listens as she haltingly recounts 5 years of captivity, the gateward's ambush on the road, her transport to the tower, the degrading rags and threats, and the Dragon Coil Enforcer's visits bearing rumours of an awakening vault beneath the capital, all while hinting that Lily's recent abduction follows the same dark pattern of nobles taken as leverage against the Undercrypt's wards.
I'm gonna ask her, well, what should we do?
Alexander's question hangs in the lamplit hush until Elowen, fingers knotted in Scarlett's cloak, whispers that the hunters wanted noble blood as keys for the dragon-buried vault, and that Lily's abduction means they are moving faster now than anyone feared, urging them to carry proof of these crimes to the capital while tracing Lily's trail from Thornwood. Scarlett stands, slowly, jaw tight and eyes burning, and says they must ride at first light. Return home to gather what they need, then turn their full strength toward finding her sister and resealing the vault before another family loses 5 years to the dark.
Yeah, well, I don't want to do another 5 years of this. This story is not supposed to take 5 years. So we are going to be going to the capital now.
Night passes in Elowen's manor under soft quilts and watchful lamplight, her household tending wounds with quiet gratitude, until Alexander, Scarlett, the Gnasher, and the Werecat wake at first light, bodies restored and resolve hardened for the road back to Thornwood and the hunt for Lily.
That's not the one that we're looking for, probably. Party goes to the center of town. I don't know if we're going to get a fifth person.
At the bustling town centre, as Alexander, Scarlett, Elowen the Werecat, and Trapdoor Gnasher weave through carts and market stalls, a cloaked figure on a wagon of locked iron crates lifts a dragon coil token and suddenly whistles. Before the dragon-marked ambushes can close in, a looming dragon coil warden steps from behind the iron crates. But Scarlett and Alexander surge first. Alexander's halberd hammering into the warden's ribs as Scarlett's blade flashes at its throat, driving the enemy back in a sudden clash that scatters the rough men. Chains from the warden's sash whip outward in answer, ringing against cobblestones as the market erupts and screams. Elowen ducking behind a stall while the Werecat and Gnasher fan out to guard the flanks, ready for the counterstrike.
I should also point out, they apparently attacked first. I don't know. I also rolled a critical 20, so that's triple damage. That's going to be triple damage. We do not have the wild thing anymore. That's only occurred for a certain period of time, 10 turns, I believe. We did do a critical 20, so whatever we roll here, it's going to be doubled. So let's see, and it's another 20. Oh my gosh. And that's critical, so it's 80 damage. Um, so not only that, we did 80 damage on top of that. Roll critical 20. 2 critical 20s in a row, dealing the maximum number of damage we can do. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Scarlett will hit, but it'll be a 1 tank here, so she's not going to hit in critical. It's not half. Half is 4. She hits 26, just one of them. It's the second one of them. Okay. And the dog, that's going to be just regular, and the cat, that's also regular. Damage roll, it's an 8 and a... Oh, jeez! That's 14 damage. That's really, really good net strike here. We got 14, we've got 80 plus 8, 88, plus 14, and we have 96 damage to it. Never mind, 102 damage. Now he's down to 6.
Alexander's iron sword crashes into the dragon coil warden's side like a falling gate. Scarlett's follow-up cut bites shallow across scaled mail, and the werecat and Nasha slam in together, claws, teeth, and brute strength driving the warden to one knee. Chains rattling as its breath comes ragged in a panicked market square. Snarling through blood, the warden whips its cudgel around in a desperate arc at Alexander, while Scarlett shifts to his flank, shield half raised and eyes blazing, ready to intercept the next strike or press their advantage, if he stands.
I feel like this is not going to work out. Let's see. That's the. So we got that to occur. He's like, wait. Now that doesn't mean we won't kill him if he isn't.
The dragon coil warden staggers, chains slack, raising an open hand as Alexander and the party hold their weapons at the ready. Through blood-flecked teeth, it rasps. Wait, I know what you want. Come with me. I will take you to her. And when Alexander demands, her who? The warden's gaze fixes on Scarlett with a grim, knowing weight as it answers. The sister they stole from Thornwood. The girl, Lily.
How do you know her name? So we're gonna end the episode there. We'll figure what he has to do with this, and if he's trying to trick us or what he's trying to do. The girl Lily. We're gonna refer to you as a third person, okay? You'll see if the Scarlett is telling the truth or what he's doing in the next episode of this real kidnapped part, which is the Crush on the Girl part 3. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Don't forget to keep your game on, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.